Hey, what's up? I'm Tech Bro here. Flagship tablets are not that common. The only things that come to mind are the iPad Pro and the Samsung S series. Therefore, the appearance of the top-end Lenovo Tab P12 Pro was a surprise to me. Let's get to know him better. You can support the channel with a like, an interesting comment, and a subscription. First, let's examine the Lenovo Tab P12 Pro from all sides. Top tablets now in terms of quality and materials are no worse than top smartphones. The only difference is solid metal instead of frosted glass, which is not very practical with such a large surface area. P12 Pro is just such a tablet with a metal body and excellent build. As an exception, only thin plastic inserts for various antennas. The thickness of the tablet is less than 6 mm. And due to the proportions, it feels even thinner. While twisting, I did not notice any creaking. The body is a monolith. There are no special design frills. Well, maybe only a two-colored back panel. At the same time, these are rather not different colors, but a different degree of matte surface. Lenovo designers are doing something similar, for example, in the line of ThinkBook laptops. Weight is about 565 g, which is not much for a large tablet. On the front, the screen is protected by Gorilla Glass 5 with not the best, but quite good oleophobic coating. The Lenovo Tab P12 Pro also has something you won't find on the iPad, a microSD card tray with up to 1 TB capacity. I have a Wi-Fi version of the tablet. But in some markets, a version with a Qualcomm X55 modem is also sold. Then there is a place in the tray for a SIM card. So, you can connect mobile internet up to 5G. Another difference between the models, by the way, similar to iPads, the Wi-Fi version does not have a navigation module. Lenovo, like its competitors, has chosen not to include a headphone jack on its latest tablets. For lovers of high-quality sound over the wire, the adapter in the kit should compensate for this shortcoming. What pleased me was the variety of biometric unlock options. The tablet has both a face unlock using the front camera and a depth sensor, as well as a fingerprint scanner built into the slightly recessed power button. Scanner speed is moderate, average. But in the case of a tablet, this does not anger. Still, you will not unlock a tablet as often as a smartphone. When examining the tablet, the speaker grills on the sides also attract attention. There are 4 of them here. 2 on each side. I wouldn't call them super bass. The sound is mostly high and mid-frequency. The volume and small details are well felt. But the maximum volume level just rolls over. Indoors, even too much. The only thing that is a little out of the flagship set is vibration. The vibration motor here is quite normal. Although someone generally cares about the quality of the vibration response in the tablet? If yes, write in the comments. The highlight of the Lenovo Tab P12 Pro is, of course, the screen. It is an OLED panel with an aspect ratio of 16:10 and a resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels. Yes, Lenovo has previously used an OLED panel in the P11 Pro. But here the diagonal has grown to 12.6 inches. And the refresh rate is up to 120 Hz. The maximum brightness is also good. Under normal conditions, the manufacturer promises 400 nits. Peak up to 600 nits. As a result, the picture is super bright, the colors are juicy, the blacks are as deep as possible. And the interface is very smooth due to the high frequency. In sum, an ideal screen for viewing, for example, HDR videos on YouTube. And due to the almost laptop diagonal, it can be used for many other things. But I will talk about this later. Separately, for those worried about PWM, I will mention that in the settings you can turn on flicker reduction. That is DC dimming. Software is one of the weakest sides of Android tablets so far. And while Google is in no hurry, tablet manufacturers themselves have to finish the system and add features that unlock the potential of large screens. Lenovo Tab P12 Pro is running Android 11. On the one hand, Lenovo's proprietary interface is not overloaded, on the other hand it has everything you need. The most important applications involve either the included stylus or using a tablet as a laptop replacement. The stylus is called the Precision Pen 3 and has all the features you'd expect from a high-end tablet stylus. Its 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity, tilt detection, and Bluetooth features that go beyond the previous generation's active stylus. The stylus itself is shaped like a pen. There is a dedicated spot on the back with a magnetic attachment where the stylus can be charged wirelessly. By the way, the charge should be enough for about 15 hours of work. Why does the pen need a battery? You can press the button on the stylus to wake up the tablet and, when it is on, open the stylus menu. Or use the pen as a remote control to switch between slides in a presentation, control music, video, and camera. The pen can also be used for handwriting, quick note-taking, and as a virtual magnifying glass. Because it's an Android tablet, artists won't get access to the trendiest drawing app, Procreate, which is only available for iPads. However, there are some pretty decent alternatives on Android like Sketchbook and Infinite Painter. And let me remind you that unlike iPads, here the stylus is already included. Now let's get to work. I did not get an additional keyboard case for the test. However, I connected a mouse via Bluetooth to test the tablet as a kind of PC on Android. When you connect a mouse, a cursor appears. But for the greatest effect, you should switch to the so-called business mode. In this mode, the menu is located at the bottom of the screen, resembling Windows. It also allows applications to run in Windows that can be resized and moved around. You can also copy images and text from one application and paste them into another. In the business mode menu, you can set up an additional external monitor that connects to the tablet's USB-C port. It is version 3.2 Gen 2 here. It supports power delivery 3.0 and DisplayPort 1.4 charging. Mirroring or expanding the home screen is available. This also works the other way around if you use the Lenovo Project Utility application. You also need to install it on your computer. And then Lenovo Tab P12 Pro can act as an additional wireless monitor. Of course, it does not work perfectly due to a certain lag. But why not? Optional touch screen. Yes, even with a stylus. I immediately wanted to draw something in full-fledged Photoshop. In general, business mode is an alternative to Samsung DeX from Lenovo. Can it fully replace the computer? I don't think. Will you be able to perform some basic work tasks? Easily. Well, I will also mention a few more pre-installed applications, familiar from some previous Lenovo tablets. P12 Pro is not a highly specialized business device. Therefore, for entertainment on board, for example, Netflix and Entertainment Space from Google, which opens on the far left screen, are pre-installed. Here are suggestions for watching, listening, and reading. And for children there is a separate Safe Space Google Kids Space. There is a floating menu button to select all kinds of pen interactions. And in order not to get lost in the wealth of possibilities, there is the so-called Tablet Control Center. Here are collected descriptions of the most interesting functions, technical support, and warranty information. Let's move on to the stuffing. In terms of hardware, the Lenovo Tab P12 Pro is inferior to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 family or the current generation iPad. The manufacturer chose one of the very successful solutions. This is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870. It will be clearly cooler than the current flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, although it will be much inferior to the latest iPad Pro with the M1 chipset. Well, to be honest, in the case of M1 there are no competitors. But in the Android group, the 870 is still a great processor. It performs well both in synthetics and in real everyday use. Especially pleased with its stability in games. Unlike the 888 and 8 Gen 1, you can play for a long time without feeling a drop in performance due to throttling. A few words about memory. There are 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of main memory in my version on board. All the fastest standards, LPDDR5 and UFS 3.1. Wireless modules are represented by Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2. There is also NFC, but it is used exclusively for communication with the stylus. There is nothing extraordinary about the rear cameras of the Lenovo Tab P12 Pro. The main module is 13 MP and the ultrawide is 5. The photos are average. Video is shot up to 4K 30 frames per second. This is where the dedicated document shooting function comes in handy. The 8MP front camera is combined with a depth sensor, so it is possible to blur the background. The video is written in full HD 30 frames per second. A pair of microphones for video communication is also located on the upper edge. The Lenovo Tab P12 Pro has a capacious 10,200 mAh battery. As a result, the operating time is simply gorgeous. Videos on YouTube can be enjoyed up to 15 hours. When browsing, the manufacturer promises about 10 hours. In games, the tablet will last 3 to 4 hours. The included charger delivers up to 30 W of power. This allows you to charge the tablet from 0 to 80% in about an hour and a half. It is clear that the results are best done by looking at competitors, which are not so many. Apart from strange gadgets on Windows, tablets with a diagonal of 12 inches are made by 3 companies: Apple with its iPad Pro, Samsung with its Tab S line, and Lenovo. Well, we will limit the choice only to flagship hardware. As a result, the most affordable large tablets are the Lenovo Yoga Tab 13 and this Lenovo Tab P12 Pro. And around $620 doesn't look intimidating. You get a great screen, a premium design, and included stylus and software features that turn your tablet almost like a laptop if you buy the keyboard case. In fact, for some, the main disadvantage will be the presence of an old processor and therefore not the highest numbers in synthetic tests. But for the numbers you will have to pay extra money to competitors. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.